Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas. Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejados.
Because this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness.
Hello, everyone. I'm Alicia.
I'm Nathan.
And I'm Amy.
Welcome to episode 227 of Adventures and Mousecapades.
This week, we're sailing headfirst into Amy's destiny. And no, that's not a rom-com. It's our guest's cruise on the newest Disney Cruise Line ship during the absolute chaos that is spring break. We're talking villains with main character energy, brand new restaurants, deck parties, fireworks, and what it's really like to navigate a shiny new ship when everyone else had the same idea. So grab a drink, prepare your judgment, and let's find out whether the Disney destiny is pixie dust or just really crowded magic. And with that, welcome, Amy.
Thank you, guys. I'm excited to be back.
Yeah, it's great to have you back.
All right. Before we start projecting ourselves onto your vacation, who was in your sailing party?
It was myself, my husband, Matt, and our son, Charles.
Awesome. How old's your son?
He's 5 now.
Oh, perfect.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, it's starting to get the real magic to happen
Yes.
on a Disney trip.
Yes, it's so much fun. And he's like the perfect Marvel superhero. Like he's really into all of that. So that was a big part of why we chose the boat, and it was the perfect fit.
Oh, this is the right ship for him,
Yes.
for sure then.
All right. So let's remind people, are you a first-time cruiser or Disney Cruise Line vet?
I am a proud Disney Cruise Line vet. I believe this was our 4th sailing. And, you know, I'm quickly like trying to make my way through the rest of the fleet as much as my husband will allow our credit card to, to charge it up. So we were happy to be back on a Disney ship for spring break.
Awesome. Yeah, we have the same problem. It's an addiction. And hi, I'm Nathan, and I have a problem.
It's not a problem.
It's not a problem.
It's not a problem.
Yeah, my problem is my wife is an enabler.
Yeah, exactly.
Whoops. What other ships have you been on?
So we were on the Magic last spring break, and we were on the Wonder to Alaska last summer. And then our first ship was the Wish. That was, I guess, a little over a year and a half, 2 years ago now.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what was the itinerary that you were on? How long was the sailing and where did you go?
So we did a 5-night sailing this time, and we stopped in, I believe it was Cozumel.
Mm-hmm.
We did not get off the boat, but we stopped in Cozumel and then Castaway Cay. And that was Castaway Cay, excuse me. Always do that. And that was really like the reason that we had booked this itinerary was because we wanted to go back to Castaway. And that was such a great memory from the first trip that we took on Disney Cruise Line.
Yeah, Castaway is many people's happy place for sure.
Oh,
for
yes.
Sure.
It was, and it did not disappoint. Even though we had a bad weather day, it was still this shining star of our vacation. So.
Excellent.
All right. On a scale of pixie dust to I need a nap, how excited were you boarding?
Oh my gosh. Pixie dust for sure. Excited for the boarding. We had a early port arrival time. We, were able to get on the ship pretty early, and I was so excited to be back on a Wish class ship and see everything, especially all of the Marvel stuff. We were, we're not like Marvel people necessarily, like we're not deep into it, but given that my son is so into, the superhero thing, like we were all like beaming glitter to get on this boat. So really excited.
All right, let's do a little stateroom snooping because, this matters. Okay. Tell about your floating home for those 5 nights. What room did you book? Or what kind of room?
We booked a family veranda, I believe is what it's called, a veranda stateroom.
Okay.
So we were really happy after being on an inside stateroom this summer. We were back in a balcony this time and really happy that we made that choice, especially on the newer ship. It was super spacious. It's hard to beat having a double bathroom. And it was, there was so much storage space. I feel like more than I remembered being on some of the other ships. So we have plenty of space for the three of us, and it was just beautiful. I think our room was Hercules themed, if I remember correctly, which was, I was kind of hoping for. Big Hercules fan. And yeah, it was just beautiful.
Awesome. Would you do that again? Would you upgrade maybe sometime in the future?
Oh, I would love to upgrade. I mean, twist my arm, right? Like I think one day if we could sell concierge, that would certainly be goals, hashtag goals. But we really love a veranda stateroom. And, you know, in fact, we've booked that again for an upcoming sailing. And so we love being able to just step out on the balcony, right, and watch the fireworks. We actually had a perfect view from our stateroom this time, which was a fun little surprise. I've never had that happen before. Where we weren't out on the deck. My son was already passed out, but we were in the room and we heard everything going off. And I'm like, oh my God, I think that's the fireworks. So we stepped out and we just had like the front row seat. It was magical. It was so great.
That's awesome. Yeah, those special little pieces of pixie dust and magic are pretty amazing, especially when you don't expect it. And so you were on the starboard side of the ship because that's where
must have been.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We were on deck 7.
Okay.
And surprisingly close to the elevators, but we didn't hear anything. It didn't really bother us. In fact, it was kind of a benefit because we were able to get up and down to wherever we needed to get to pretty quickly.
Yeah, we ended up doing, this is years ago now, we ended up doing an import upgrade to a concierge 1 bedroom on the Disney Wonder. Now, this was back in 2013 before they had the concierge lounge and everything. So it was a very different experience in concierge back then. But the room that we got was literally right at the elevator lobby. Like the door opens up into the elevator lobby right there.
We were worried about that.
Yeah, and we were worried about it. And it was 80/80 for those of you who are wondering on the Disney Wonder, pun intended. And we never heard a peep the whole cruise. Yeah. It was fantastic. Those rooms do a very good job of insulating you from what could potentially be a rather loud experience there in the elevator lobby.
From elevator noise. Now, kids can be rather loud and adults can be sometimes too when they're walking by. So
very
sometimes you still hear that. But
very true.
It wasn't bad.
But if you're on whatever deck on whatever ship that's right below the main deck, you're going to hear more noise from deck chairs being moved around than you will from the hallways.
Yep.
So, absolutely. Yeah. I totally believe that.
All right. You mentioned that you hit Cozumel and Castaway. I'm assuming there were a couple of sea days as well in there too.
Yes. We had several sea days kind of built in, which we love a sea day. So that was an appeal for me.
Well, especially on the newer ships, because there's lots to do on the Wish class ships.
Yes.
Did you feel the Destiny felt more like a ship that you enjoy while you're at sea rather than needing to go to ports?
I would agree. Yes. I think that there was so much to do that you really could have been entertained, like without ever stepping foot off of the boat. And between all the things there were to do on the pool deck, and there was a lot of, they had a lot of the interactive picture frames. I'm not sure what to call them, but they were the ones with the Disney band that interact with you. And
was it the game? I forget what it's called.
Yes. Hold on. What is this called?
Something to do with adventure, isn't it? Uncharted
Adventure. Yeah. Yes, that's right. It was Uncharted Adventure.
Disney really needs to pick some new words to describe things on the ships. Because
Adventure
is the word du jour right now.
Yes.
I believe that they are just using adventure way too much. I wonder if they could find some new magic by creating and using something else. I really wish they would. That would really be a treasure.
It's just a fantasy at this point.
I see what you did there. The fantasy. I love it.
You telling me to stop dreaming, Alicia?
You guys are good.
That was
good.
So punny. It was bad.
Yep.
I see what you did there.
So what was your, I think I know the answer to this question because we were going to ask what was your favorite stop, or was there some, I wish I would have stayed on the ship time? It sounds like your favorite stop was Castaway, and you did stay on the ship there in Cozumel.
We did. Yes. Given the unrest and things going on right now, we opted to stay on the ship, and that was probably the right decision for us as a family, right? Like our table mates got off in Cozumel and they were, they had a great time. Good for them, right? But we part of the reason we spend more on a Disney vacation is we want to enjoy the ship and the Disney stuff when we're there. And so, we felt like that was perfect for us and we got to do that. And so, but yes, Castaway was most definitely like our shining star and what we were looking forward to the most.
Have you been to Cozumel before?
Yes, many times. Okay. Living in Texas, it's, our
it's where
friendly
you go.
neighbor to the south. And so, I kind of felt like been there, done that.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Given that we left from Florida, though, I know a lot of people haven't probably been. And so, I was like, I'm all set. Y'all go enjoy the Señor Frogs and all that you want.
We've never been to a Señor Frogs.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Nope.
We have been to Welcome to Miami in Cozumel, though, and not the one that they've recently built that's there in the middle of downtown. I'm talking the one on the far side of the island, like down by the southern end.
It's a locals bar. It's a dive. It's a hole in the wall. Well, it's not even a hole in the wall. It's just in the middle of nothing. So just beautiful ocean right around you.
It was the perfect lead in to the pandemic because this was our cruise in March of 2020. Yep. And it was pretty much the last stop we had. We did hit Grand Cayman, but literally the dump was on fire. And so it was an interesting experience there. Most people didn't get off the ship, but because
the dump was on fire. And
literally the dump was on fire.
My God.
Yeah. That was a sign right there.
Yeah. It was a literal dumpster fire.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Very apropos is state of the world dumpster fire. Yes. Yeah. So, Castaway, what did you guys do? Did you just stake a spot out at the family beach, or what happened there?
We did. We got off as early as we could and headed to the beach to enjoy the day. We were very lucky that it didn't rain for the majority of the day because it was supposed to. And so it was overcast, but it was still very nice.
Awesome.
Nobody got burned, which was lovely.
Always a plus.
Benefit there for sure. And we just made a family beach day of it. We, bought our one and only souvenir from the shop at Castaway Cay, which was our sand toys. And, we spent the day making sandcastles and collecting shells and doing all the beach things, which was great. And then we had a beautiful lunch at Cookies, and man, the food was just very consistent. It's, never disappoints. Always really, really good.
Yeah.
They also had the banana soft serve, which is my personal favorite.
Ooh.
Because I like to mix it with the chocolate soft serve.
Yes.
To get a little chocolate and banana uber delicious treat. And so, that was, it's so silly to be like, my beach day highlight was my chocolate and banana ice cream on the beach. But, to each their own, it's the little things, guys.
Yes.
Banana
totally
soft serve would get me to go have a soft serve. I love soft serve ice cream. I end up never having it on the ships because I just don't, because usually I go to a bar and grab an old fashioned. It's just different.
Yeah. They had it on the Magic last time we were on the Magic.
I know.
And I doubled it up with the chocolate because the banana and chocolate combo is just one of my favorites.
All right. My ask to you, Alicia, is next time you see banana soft serve, let me know. And I need to go get one.
Okay.
All right.
You must.
Keep an eye out in June.
Yes.
Chef's kiss. It is the best.
All right, let's move on. Let's talk entertainment because this is where the Disney destiny really came to flex. You've got Seize the Adventure and Hercules, which is a brand new show.
And there's one more, and for the life of me, I couldn't remember what it was. What's the third show that they have?
We had Frozen.
Frozen,
on
okay.
our sailing. I don't know if that's normally
Yep.
what's on
Yeah,
there. But,
it is. It is. Okay, so Seize the Adventure. What did you think? This is kind of one of those standard Disney jukebox shows or a montage show. Had you seen it before?
Have you seen this one, Nathan?
I have.
Okay.
Has it been recent? No.
Okay.
It has lots of characters and
Yes.
lots of songs.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
potpourri
Okay.
of.
But it has a story.
Yes,
a
there is
potpourri
a.
of Disney characters,
Yes.
if you will. Yes, I love it. We saw it on the Wish the very
Okay.
first time we sailed, and so it's a crowd favorite. You know, it checks all the boxes, and a really fun way to start the cruise, I think,
Yeah.
personally,
Yeah.
because you know you have all those traditional Disney favorites, and like you said, the jukebox musical of it all, and it kind of
Yeah.
gets you in the mood. And yeah, that was wonderful. And then the really big hit, though, for us was Hercules.
Yeah.
And it did not disappoint. I was so excited to see the show just because of all the hype and kind of seeing some of the content before going into the ship. I will say, though, oh my God, a spring break sailing, you guys, is like,
Here
I'll
we
come
go.
back. I'll come back to Hercules in just a second because it really deserves its own like little, moment. But
Yeah.
oh my God, I don't know what I was thinking. Booking a spring break sailing, I was thinking what every other mom in America was thinking on a brand new ship, no doubt, and everybody forgot to pack their patient pants in their luggage. And so it was like rope drop culture everywhere you went,
Oy.
which was a little bit frustrating because, we were there to enjoy and kind of, I think that's one of the wonderful things about a Disney ship is you can walk around and you have these like organic moments and you run into things and you can kind of discover, and every little thing was obnoxious with the line waiting. Dr. Facilier, I mean, every single time that was open, the line was an hour and 45 minutes.
Wow.
An hour, I mean, easily. Okay. We waited. So I really wanted to see Hercules, and we had an experience a couple of days before in the ship where they actually were showing hoppers on our ship, and we wanted to go and see it, and we were not able to go because people were saving seats with produce and jackets. And I mean, I kid you not, it was creative the way that people got, into their seat saving, era or whatever you want to call it. But we were not able to go and do a lot of different things because people were saving so many seats, and kind of I feel like the cast was not doing a very good job of kind of policing that. And to be fair, the boat was completely full.
Yeah.
And I don't think they had planned for that either. And so I also think there was a new cast. So like
Okay.
we, a whole new staff on this boat, because when we went to, I guess it was Alaska, we had this really amazing, sorry, I'm hopping around a little bit
It's
here.
fine.
We had this amazing waiter, and he was like, I'm going to the Destiny. And we said, okay, great. We'll be there in March. We hope we'll see you. We'll request you. And he said, well, actually, I'm transitioning. Like, my contract ends right before you guys get on the ship. And you could tell that everybody on this boat was like in a panic. The look of panic on these poor people's faces were like, oh my God, this boat is full. What are we going to do? Like, this is more full than Christmas and their inaugural sailings. We'd heard that from multiple people.
Well, they often limit those first, a month or so for capacity just to accommodate for everybody to ramp up. And those, a typical contract for a lot of the crew, entertainment, I think, is usually around like 5 or 6 months. But you got to remember their 5 or 6 month contract started before the ship, even had passengers on it. They were helping to install the show and do runs and, iron out all of those issues that may come up from a brand new space. And the same thing goes with, the housekeeping and the servers and the cook staff. So like the maiden voyage crew really only has maybe 3 months, maybe 4, depending on contract length of being with, the ship. So it is interesting. Now, they do a decent job of not making sure the whole ship turns over at the same time. Things are staggered.
Supposedly.
In theory, but you could have 100 or maybe a couple hundred churn out of 1,000 or 1,200 staff in a given sailing. So
I believe it.
A lot of those folks maybe hadn't been there on Christmas, and again, limited capacity, and they're going, "Oh no, we actually have 4,000 people this time in Rut-Row."
Yes, Rut-Row, indeed. There was probably a third of the cast members that we saw that had like their earning my mouse ears like tags and everything too, which I had not really seen before. And I will tell you guys, like it was disappointing because we've had such an amazing, consistent, like over the top experience on every Disney ship. And this is a hot take, but like it felt like Royal Caribbean service on a Disney ship. And it was very disappointing for what we paid.
This is DCL's problem right now in going from 4 ships to 13.
Yeah.
And we just had, you're in the middle of the Adventure launching at the same time. And so they've pulled some people over to Singapore and that's a big crew. That's like, I want to say 2,000 versus, like 1,200 or something like that.
I think it may even be more than that.
Maybe, So this is the biggest thing that I was concerned about when Disney said that they were going to expand. I was like, oh man, we saw this when the Wish launched at the same time as they were coming, trying to ramp back up from
COVID?
The COVID. Yeah. And it will, unfortunately, it's going to take a year or so for training to happen, for people to feel comfortable, and for the hiring pipeline to catch up with the need and finding the right talent. And
it is difficult when you have that many crew cast members still earning their ears because they're still feeling out the waters. They don't know the routine of everything. I don't know how long cast members earn their ears for.
I'm not sure on the cruises.
But that makes a big difference. That it really does.
It does. And so to go back to the Hercules of it all.
Yes.
That cast I also anticipate were new. Because so anyway, we lined up an hour before, so we made sure we got a good seat. That was fine.
I hate rope drop culture. I hate rope drop culture. I hate rope drop culture.
Okay, go on. That busy, though.
Yeah, mind you, I was there rope dropping with everybody else. So, I can't complain, but I was like, listen, if you're getting a seat, I'm getting a seat. Dang it.
I mean, if game's being played, you kind of have to play the game, but it's just, I wish that wasn't the game. Anyhow, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, but I fully co-sign that perspective. So anyway, we're there. The show starts. It was everything I had hoped and expected it to be. Awesome. The muses were the true stars of the show. Like the muses and Megara were really, the most spectacular performers I've probably seen even, and I would put that up against a Broadway show. They were just unbelievable.
That's awesome.
Where I could tell they were new is that the timing, from what I understand in a show, the timing with the lights is very coordinated on a ship with the cast. And the poor cast spent about half of the show in the dark. Because they had not figured out the light timing just yet or whatever. And they were just going with the flow and they were, singing their hearts out and, Hercules, it was wonderful. And I was just, jamming out with them, enjoying my whole experience. But it was sad because I knew what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
And that they just they didn't have it together. And I'm sure the people who are not hardcore Disney nerds like me about DCL stuff probably didn't even notice. They're like, oh, that's weird. The lights aren't fully synced, but you know.
That makes me feel like it was either a new operator on the desk or they were having issues with the pre-programmed light cues and they were having to manually run the show. And
could be.
We're just struggling to keep up with the pace of the show. Interesting.
It could be. The singers seemed like they were having, you know, at least Hercules seemed like he was having a hard time staying on the beat. And my husband is a musician, so we're like, you know, sitting there like,
you notice,
the beat, bro.
You notice, you do.
You notice, exactly. So, you know, like I said, to everyone else, it was probably like, whatever, this is the most amazing show. And it was. But they were working out the kinks.
Yes. When we were on the Wish, I think the second time, when we were at the Little Mermaid show, we sat right next to, I forget what it's called, the control panel.
Yeah.
The board, the soundboard
desk,
and all that stuff. And that was just really interesting to watch because there's so many things that they have to do on that board to make everything line up.
Yeah.
And that's a really good spot to sit too because you get a great view of everything.
Well, you get a great view, and if you want to hear the best audio mix of a show, sit next to the guy who's actually mixing it, because there's the perfect spot to be.
Did you see Frozen as well?
We skipped Frozen just because we did have a chance to see it on the last ship, and I wanted to give my seats to somebody who, you know, was waiting in line like me the day before. So we opted to let someone take that.
Amy, you decided to let it go. That's good job.
I did.
No.
No, I'm not going to apologize.
No,
I'm going to
it's
own
okay.
that one.
Yes,
that seat never bothered me anyway. So.
Well played. All right, deck parties, nighttime stuff. Did you dance? Did you watch from a distance with a beverage? What's your go-to mode?
We watched from a distance with a beverage.
Perfect.
And that was great for us. So we are more like the pirate on the periphery people.
Yeah. Which deck parties were you able to make it to?
Just the pirate party.
Okay.
Yeah. Just and like I said, we're on the periphery. So
got it. Was it the character party, the kind of like early evening one that's more kids friendly? Okay, got it.
Yes.
Oh, that's right, because you were in your room for the fireworks. So
that's right.
That makes sense, and that makes sense with a 5-year-old.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
When he gets a little older, next time you're on a Wish class ship, I highly recommend the later show, the Pirates Rockin' Parlay Party.
Yes.
It's really fun. It's really fun.
It's very good. And for your musician husband, Alicia and I are musicians as well. It's a live band doing like covers of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the live band is playing the soundtrack for the fireworks. And from a technical, talking about like making sure things are coordinated, like every time I see that show, I'm like, okay, this is there is a click track. These guys are on it. And it's so well done.
It's very well done.
It's very, very cool.
Oh, I can't wait. I'll have to watch for that. That's exciting.
Yeah. The more live music, the more live entertainment, the better.
Yeah.
Just period.
Agreed.
No matter where.
On to character chaos. The villains mostly right here, because that's what we're here for.
Yes.
Now, you did mention that the line for Dr. Facilier was like ridiculous. Did you get to see him at all? Or was it just like, I'm not waiting in that line?
Well, I got to see him step out of his parlor and take a picture because we were just hanging out in the hallway. And I'm like, hey, this was good enough for me. I mean, I'll take it.
Yeah.
That counts, right?
Yeah.
And so we did not get to visit with him in the parlor, but we had plenty of other character experiences that we did get to go to. And so one of the coolest, I thought what was really cool in general is how they would have these organic experiences in the Grand Hall just randomly throughout each day where the lights on the big chandelier would start going off and the whole grand entrance would turn a different color and then somebody would show up and then that was that, right? And that was pretty cool of like, ooh, who's it going to be? And so we got to see that at least once with Maleficent. That was pretty cool. We got to see at least once with Loki. We also took my son, I forget what it's called, but it was basically like a superhero experience where they get to, alongside, I think Zaya and Gamble had a little bit of interaction with this, but Spider-Man was basically teaching the kids how to be, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And to do the pose and the superhero pose. And everybody really loved that. And my son was no exception. And I felt like that was light on the Zaya and Gamble, heavier on the superhero. And that was perfect for the kids.
Yeah.
He also had an interaction with Loki where Loki came down the big stairs and, they kind of faced off a little bit and they got really close. And, they were right in there with all of us and all of the kids. And I was shocked at how close we were able to get and kind of have that interaction with the characters, which I thought was different than some of the other ships that we've been on. And that was pretty cool.
Yeah. I think that is all about Disney leaning into a more intentional and engaging experience that does feel more organic. I think you nailed it on the head. They are taking what they learned from the Galactic Star Cruiser, rest in peace, that everybody loved, that kind of interactive entertainment where you feel like you're getting engaged in the story and what's going on. And they're just leaning into that and letting it just naturally happen. I think the best thing they can do is not schedule those things because you just lets it happen. Now, on the back end, it's absolutely scheduled, but we don't need to know that, and that's fine. You were talking about just like randomly meeting Dr. Facilier in the hall. Like those are my most favorite memories of character engagements. Is just, hey, all of a sudden, Captain Mickey hops into the elevator with you as the door closes and ditches his handler. Like that is like the most special things happen in just that organic way. And it's almost like the best kind of anti-rope drop culture medicine that DCL can dole out. It's just like, yeah, you go ahead and try to plan for this because we're not going to let you. I
agree. Yes, it makes that anti-rope drop culture is, that's what it makes it exciting. And that's what keeps you coming back is those experiences that you can't plan for, but are going to happen because based on your experience, they have always happened organically at every other vacation that we've had with them. So that's been great. And I, honestly, I thought the Zaya and Gamble integration was cool. I've not experienced the sage and coriander stuff on the Treasure, which I've heard is just like, I've heard that has been one of like those kind of mind-blowingly great things in additions. I will say I was a little bit underwhelmed comparatively. I think the hype didn't, the hype was maybe more than what we experienced. The first Choose Your Adventure, they didn't call it Choose Your Adventure, but like, what I'm talking about. Whatever it was, choose your superhero story engagement with them, had them telling the story of Loki and Thor and all of that. And that was great. And it ended in a surprise visit from Loki. But then the rest, we went to a couple of other things that they did on the ship with adults. And I will say the best part of those were the opener singers.
Yeah.
Which I've also heard is like, that's really what you go to see.
Yeah.
And I have to say, like, that checked out because the opening singer, the host for the evening, so to speak, I think is what they call it, they were all spectacular. The rest of it kind of fell a little bit flat. And that could be because I'm maybe not a Marvel person, but
I think you got to remember Zaya and Gamble are part of the entertainment staff, just like the main stage performers, and you were likely in the middle of a changeover and they are trying to find their feet. And
that's right.
And where things are a little bit more, they may be more comfortable, or at least on your sailing, they were a little more comfortable with some types of shows than they were with other types of shows. And I guarantee you, if you gave it a couple weeks, then that same kind of magic that you had in that one storytelling interaction with them probably was happening in those adult shows as well. They just have to find their
stride
feet
yet. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
right.
they are
Hopefully.
right. Well, and doing crowd work is hard. Like,
Oh my gosh.
That-
Well, and there's so many kids too. I mean, think
Yes.
about the
Yeah.
audience that you're catering to. It's
Yeah.
like, is it the kid or is it the adult? And
Yep.
they're not, we're all there for our kids. Let's be real. Like,
exactly. But even at the adult stuff, like we had a magician, John Armstrong, on a couple years ago now. He does a lot of Disney cruises. He's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
And he was mentioning how it's really tough for Disney to find, not tough, but like Disney has to work hard to find the right kind of entertainers that can do both, a set that's geared on content that's geared towards the kids, and then content that's geared towards a mixed audience, and then content that's mixed towards adults, because that is almost like 3 different disciplines from an entertainment perspective that they're trying to juggle. And it will just take time for some of those folks to adjust. And, I'm sure they're there now.
Yeah.
I'm sure that they are. And like I said, I hate to be critical because
It doesn't make it any less frustrating from your perspective, though.
Sure.
It definitely doesn't. Like, yeah.
yeah. And I mean, I know I'm sounding very critical, but it's, when you have perfection 3 times in a row, you're expecting perfection the 4th time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And honestly, more than anything, I felt bad for the staff.
Yeah.
Felt bad because I'm like, they were probably so wiped, and then they've got nothing but spring breakers right after us, and then after that, and then after that. But what other way to break you in? I guess that's one way to do it. You find your feet like that. But
Baptism by fire.
Baptism, indeed.
It just gives Disney a chance to make it all up to you next time you go.
That's right. Which it's they are forgiven. It is fine. It was still an amazing trip. I think so much still exceeded our expectations, right? And there was so many cool things we got to do.
Did you get to meet Cruella at all?
We did, and we saw the fashion show.
Oh, nice.
as well,
cool.
which was super cool. Didn't expect. I mean, I saw it on the schedule, but we were coming. I think it was during our dinner or something, and so when we were coming out of dinner, it was happening, and that was super fun because so many of the guests got really into it. Like they brought their stuff, and Cruella plus the fashion show. That was really neat way to see people like Disney bounding, I think is what they call it. And, having a little bit of fun with it. Certainly more geared towards the adult crowd there, but that was pretty cool.
Awesome. Well, let's move on to the rotational dining, basically.
Since you mentioned dinner.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm assuming you survived all 3 restaurants.
We did. Yes. And we had Pride Lands was our first rotation. So we did that twice. But the only restaurant we did not do twice was Marvel.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
You both were like,
I like the Marvel restaurant. Nathan does not, but he's only been in it for the first rotation. He hasn't been in the second rotation, and I thought the second rotation was better than the first.
Nope. I had dinner in the pub that night.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
But for Pride Lands, so you've done Arendelle on the Wish before.
Yes.
How did those 2 differ? I mean, obviously the music's different, but
Oh, yes.
It's a different style, Alicia.
yes,
What are we
very,
talking about?
Very much so.
I thought that the ambiance and the decor was really beautifully done. It was neat how they did the lighting on the walls, and you did feel like you were, in the savannah, so to speak. And the music being piped in was also very, it felt like the background track of the Broadway musical The Lion King. And a lot of it, I think, actually was the second night. That was kind of what was playing in the background. And so there was familiar tones, but you felt like you were kind of immersed in the experience.
Yeah.
And, the show itself was beautiful. It was great. It was very similar to the Broadway experience. If anybody's seen The Lion King.
So the show you had the second time you hit that restaurant, from what you're describing?
No, actually, we had no show the second time we hit the restaurant, which
Okay.
I don't know if that's typical.
So you had it the first night.
So we did
Okay.
Pride Lands the very first night, and that's when they did the whole shebang with,
Okay.
the Circle of Life and the singers and, a band and some dancers and stuff in the middle of the restaurant.
Yeah.
And that was beautiful. Exactly what I expected. And like I said, if you've ever seen the Broadway show, it's very similar to that. It was exceptionally loud.
Okay.
And so there were a lot of families with really small children that I found that was kind of a common, complaint is a strong word, but it was like, okay, this is a little bit overstimulating for my kid. And it was a 2.5 hour dinner. So it was,
Whoa.
yeah. I mean, the service, I'm telling you guys, the service was pretty terrible
Holy cow.
on our boat. And so, my 5-year-old is not going to sit through a 2-hour dinner.
No.
And so it did, there was a lot going on around us.
Yeah.
Right. And so, we were enjoying the show, and then we left to take him to the kids club and come back and finish our dinner. But, yeah.
Were you first seating the 5:45 seating?
We were, believe it or not.
Goodness. So 2.5 hours.
like-
That's pushing into the seating for second dinner.
It did. Yeah. I mean, it was
Wow.
significantly long. Now that was just the first night. After that, it got a little bit better, but I mean, it was like a 2-hour dinner almost every single night. And for us, that was tough.
No, I mean, if I'm going to have a 2-hour dinner, it's going to be in maybe Palo,
right?
definitely
Exactly.
Remy.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could do 2 hours in a main dining room. That's
How was the food at Pride Lands?
Better than expected.
Okay.
Cool.
And the menu was weird. I'm not going to lie. The second night at Pride Lands, much more mainstream, I guess. I felt like there were more options that were not unusual to my palate.
Yeah.
And so, but both nights were very good, better than expected. Some unique options in there. Probably one of the best redfish I've ever had.
nice.
I had in Pride Lands. That was on the second night menu. And some pretty epic ice cream sundaes. If I do say so myself.
Excellent.
That was pretty great. And yeah, so the food was good. I know that has gotten some feedback online about being
It's different.
outside of the normal palate.
It's not an American palate. It is, if you go and eat at the restaurants at Animal Kingdom Lodge, there you go.
There you go.
That is their launching point.
Yeah.
And they've added a few other twists on there, like some stuff that is more leaning towards like an Indian cuisine. And
Yes.
it is not American. It's just not American.
It's not.
And
we didn't expect that.
Yeah, I love that they did it. I just think people need to go in with hopefully a little bit more of an open mind and like, it's okay to try some of these things. Yes, you're not used to it, but
Yes.
that doesn't mean it's bad.
It's okay to try it. And I will also note you can order menu items from any of the other restaurants.
Right.
If
Yes.
there's nothing on there, if it personally offends you, anything on the menu, you can always look up what 1923 or the Marvel restaurant is serving that evening and get that.
Or order off the kids menu.
Or off the kids menu, because there you go. There's your chicken tendies and your macaroni and cheese.
Hey,
and
don't knock the grilled
whatever
cheese.
works at the grilled cheese, yeah.
Well, and I will tell you there was some, and my son is a very simple palate.
Yeah.
We're pretty much at cheese pizza and chicken nuggets, and that's about what he eats.
He's 5. That tracks.
I mean, he's 5. Yeah, exactly. This is on brand. And many times the kids menu did not have anything that he wanted to eat, and they were very, very accommodating to go and get him a cheese pizza or a hamburger. I think my son ate a cheeseburger almost every single night that we were on the cruise, that it became a joke at one point where our sweet server came over and he's like, let me guess, cheeseburger and lemonade? And I'm like, yes. Well, you know that
At least they
he
learned.
he earned his ears. Okay, like he remembered.
That's good. That's good.
So I was very impressed with his ability to, roll with it with the
Yeah.
kids.
So how did the little Marvel fan like the Marvel restaurant?
Oh, loved it. And I have to say that was probably one of our favorites.
Okay.
Because we hit it on the night, I guess, that Groot was doing the remix. And he's a big fan of Groot.
Awesome.
And Rocket. And the fact that he had his playlist going, I really enjoyed as an adult because I thought, this is a fabulous playlist and I need to go find it on Spotify because this is great. And my son loved it because of all the normal interaction, with not only Rocket and Groot, but they had some fun trivia going on on the screens around us. And, the quantum core on the table did not get used in the night that we were there. I wasn't sure if they would figure out some way to incorporate that on, on the second, I guess, iteration of Marvel. They didn't, but we still thought it was cool, and everybody at our table loved playing with it, and it was still a neat way to keep it fresh and interesting in the restaurant.
Cool. How about 1923? Any highlights there?
1923 was, consistent.
Yeah.
The food was excellent. The animation and the paraphernalia kind of all around the restaurant was really cool. We were near a ratatouille table, and that was neat. And so it never disappoints. It's always, eye candy for the taking, and really, really neat.
Awesome. Well, what surprised you the most about the Disney Destiny?
I think the Haunted Mansion bar surprised me the most, and I thought that I would like it the most, and I did. That met expectations for sure. But it surprised me how incredible the Imagineering is woven into every little corner, nook and cranny of that bar.
Yeah.
From the pictures on the walls to, the fish tank is cool. And that's like, the standout thing in the bar. But the black lights on the drinks and just having the ghosts in the windows, and then you're leaving the bar and, her name is escaping me right now. And, it's like, hurry back in the little hallway. And that was so cool. I think that might've been my son's favorite thing in the whole trip. It's like the lady in the hallway, look. And I'm like, okay. That was probably the most surprising and delightful, I would say, new element to the Destiny.
That's right, because you haven't been on the Treasure yet, so you hadn't seen that before. What did you think? Did you have any of the drinks there in Haunted Mansion Parlor?
We did. We had a couple.
Okay.
And I didn't order. I did see the guy next to me, though, ordered the one in the box where, you get the death certificate and it's got like the blacklight picture on the top of it and everything. And that was super cool. I ordered something purple.
Okay.
The name is escaping me. It was delicious. And then they were pitching the smoke-filled globes at me, and I had to catch them in my cup. And that was also fun.
That's awesome.
Ghost orbs, if you will. Little baby Madame Leotas, you got to catch them in your cup.
What about other bars? Did you get to visit any of the other ones?
We went to Cask and Cannon.
Okay.
Not impressed. I felt like there was a missed opportunity there.
Okay.
I was like, man, and again, it could be because I'm coming off of like the fully immersive experience at Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
And Cask and Cannon is supposed to be like Pirates of the Caribbean, right? Like, I think?
It's lightly themed towards it, I believe. Yeah.
Okay, well then that was on brand then, because it was lightly themed. And I think I wanted more. I was like, man, I want the full, Pirates of the Caribbean ride. Like, I think there was a missed opportunity there, and that probably would have been overkill because then you've got all these things going on and it's, probably almost too much. But that was okay. The Sanctum we went to, that was great. Lots of neat, different experiences going on there. And it was a very open space. And so I think that created a lot of opportunities for families to also kind of come in and out and enjoy that space. And then Cruella de Vil's was cool. It was beautiful. it was tiny,
Yeah.
and it was almost always closed. Like the entire length of our cruise, it was almost always closed. And same for Cask and Cannon. There were a couple of different times where it was closed, where it was like a sea day and we wanted to go in and have a drink, and it was just closed. And so I was like, okay, this is random.
Were they doing drink tastings?
They might have been.
Okay.
They might have been. Some of it, for DeVille's, it was mainly just closed.
Interesting.
Like, we're not open right now. We'll be open after dinner.
I wonder if they didn't have staffing.
Yeah.
Could have been a staffing issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's very interesting.
I think they used DeVille's for the drink tastings.
That's one of them. Not all of them, but yeah. But they usually have a sign out there saying private event.
Right.
Right.
Like, but you said it was closed. Like,
it was closed.
Can you look in when you walk by DeVille's?
There's a door.
Well, I know there's a door. But I know,
see through it.
Yeah, I know, like Nightingales and Scat Cat, there's a door, but you can see through if there's like people in there.
Oh no, it was fully like frosted
Totally
over,
okay.
and they had a sign kind of out front
Okay.
that was blocking entrance and stuff. And like I said, a lot of our experiences on this ship we felt were probably an anomaly, and given the fact that we had new staff and a very, very full boat, and it was spring break and all the things, and everybody wants to partake in all of the wonder that is the Disney Destiny. So
you're paying a premium to be on that boat, on that ship, and that's unfortunate that a lot of stuff was not up to par.
Yeah,
but you know what? We still had a great time.
That's good.
My son absolutely loved the kids club. He was sliding down that Wreck-It Ralph slide every chance he could. And he was basically living as another member of the Avengers in Marvel Academy. And he has decided that he is Ant-Man reincarnate, and that's his jam. And so, what did it check all the boxes? It absolutely did. And we were so happy to go on a new Disney ship and have that kind of boomerang experience, because that's where we started. And that was cool. And now we'd like to go on the Treasure eventually. But now that the Believe has come out, I'm like, I'm just dying to see what that's going to be about. Maybe we'll do that instead. I don't know.
The Treasure's amazing, though.
Is it?
Yeah, it's really, really good.
It's my favorite that we've been on so far.
Okay.
But we haven't been on the Destiny.
No, we haven't been on the Destiny yet. That's in June. We haven't been on the Adventure yet. That's in sometime in the future.
I can probably tell you right now that would not be my favorite ship anyway, just seeing the stuff that we've seen. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I know. I feel like that will be a disappointment because it's for a different audience.
It's so big. Yeah.
I think it's a different audience, and I just think you need to reset expectations on what they're going for. It is not a traditional DCL experience. It is a Disney Parks light experience for a population that often doesn't have that opportunity. And go in accordingly. Set expectations accordingly. Yep.
Did you book any tastings or adult dining or anything?
We did book Paulo, but we ended up canceling at the last minute. I'm trying to remember, something happened that we were like, oh, this is not going to work. It had something to do with our son. So we ended up, which was so disappointing, because I think last time I spoke to you guys, I was like, we're booking Paulo, and I actually got it. And it was like amazing, but we're going to try for that again this summer when we go.
Excellent.
But outside of that, we didn't really drink. We didn't do any drink tastings or anything outside of that. We did book the Rainforest Room length of cruise pass, which, that alone.
It's so nice on those ships.
Oh my God. Like that alone, I was like, take my money. It made it worth it. All the annoyances of, a spring break packed ship were all forgotten when she get me in those heated loungers and the ice room. And they just have, triple the amenities on the other ships.
Yeah.
And I thought the ice room was so cool, having its own sun deck with loungers and hot tubs and all of that. It was well worth the price.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
That is the rainforest room that I love being in the most.
Yeah.
I wish you could see outside, but it's fine.
Yeah.
We'll survive somehow.
Trade-offs, right? I mean, meh.
Is there anything that you change immediately about the Destiny if you could?
You know, I don't know that I would change anything because I do think that it's got such a cool, consistent theming, story throughout the ship. And I love that they've woven that into absolutely every nook and cranny in the way that only Disney can do. And so that, I really wouldn't change a thing. And I think for somebody who's a true Marvel lover, true Marvel fan, man, this is the ship for them.
Yeah. Would you sail?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Would you sail the Destiny again?
Probably not. Only because I would like to do something new and different. You know, we've sort of been there, done that. I would love to see everything that DCL has to offer. And so the curious person in me is just wanting to see, what's the treasure like? And I've never been on the fantasy or the dream. And so I'd love to just experience those. And, and again, like I think comparing myself, like the Destiny versus the Wish, the Wish was more of my girl. And, but, in terms of my personal preferences, now my son and my husband would probably tell you something different. I'm outnumbered, so I'm going where they're going.
Well, the good news is you get on the treasure and then everybody just like cohesively aligns and like, yes, it's this.
Yep.
It's amazing.
A great mix. Yeah.
If only on the Wish class you could like somehow transport like the adults only pool area and put that on the new ship, it would be perfect. But
adults only pool area from like the Wonder.
Yeah,
the Magic.
Anything not Wish class where you have to go out to the back of the boat and never mind, I don't want to go there.
The kid soup situation on the Wish class ships is interesting.
Especially on spring break.
Oh yeah, I bet that was fun.
It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be.
Oh, that's good.
The pools, it was everything else that was crazy. The pools were manageable. So I'll take that.
Anything we haven't covered that you'd want to throw out there?
Did you get on the Aquamouse at all?
My husband and my son did.
Okay,
cool.
And loved it. I did that when we were on the Wish. And so, as a 3-person family, we was like, you got to take turns or whatever. They liked the new story. They felt like it was too short. I'm like, okay, well, you can't win them all.
Yeah, exactly. Ship's only so big.
Yeah, but I thought it was cool that they were still offering that.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else that we really missed. Oh, wait. Yes, one more thing.
Yeah.
You mentioned John Armstrong.
Yeah.
And you spoke about him last time we talked, and he was on our ship. And
cool.
I didn't want to forget to tell you that we saw him, and he was as wonderful as you said.
Yeah.
And we were able to make it to his show.
Cool.
And in fact, he did several over, I think, 2 or 3 days while we were on the ship. And he did a family show and an adult show. And wow, I mean, this guy is so talented.
He's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Mind blowing. Yeah. Pretty cool. And I wish we could have seen that 14 times. That was
Well, get stuck on a ship where entertainment is not able
I forgot y'all did this.
We have seen him 14 times because that was the only thing to do. No, it wasn't the only thing to do. But he did such an amazing job on our Panama Canal COVID cruise. That was just a magical cruise.
Yep. Well, it sounded like just from something you said that you already have another cruise booked. Disney-wise, what's next?
We have booked another Alaska Disney cruise for this summer.
Oh, wow.
We were going to do Disneyland, and then I got really overwhelmed by the planning and thought, my husband said, let's just go back to Alaska. And I'm like, hey, if you'll pay for another Alaskan Disney cruise.
Right.
Honey, you just swipe that credit card. Let's go. And so we're going to do that again this summer. And we got a veranda stateroom this time. So we're going to have a slightly different experience, and I'm excited about that. So this will be our third time in Alaska together in total, second time as a family. And so I'm excited to see what else we can get up to.
Yeah.
It's a slightly different itinerary. And so, yeah, I'm excited about that. And then outside of that, I think I'm going to be chaperoning my husband taking his orchestra to Disney World sometime early next year.
Very cool.
That's awesome.
And I haven't been to the parks in probably 18 years. It's been a while.
They've changed ever so slightly.
Just a little bit. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, I got so overwhelmed by the process that I'm like, you have to have a Disney degree.
It's a lot. Yes.
To book a trip these days. And so we're excited to dip our toe in the parks pond eventually. And who knows, that maybe that'll be my segue from DCL into the next park obsession. But
there you go.
Yeah, we're always want to cruise on the horizon.
You don't have to. Cruising is great too.
Yeah. Yeah, it can't be beat. I mean, I'm a big fan. So clearly I'm a big fan.
Well, we need to have you back on this summer after you're back from your Alaska trip, because I want to hear all of what's new itinerary, how it went, because you're going from an inside room to a veranda. And like that just sounds magical. Mostly because I want to relive doing an Alaska cruise again, and I'm going to live vicariously.
Are you on the Magic or the Wonder?
We are on the Magic this time. Okay. We did the Wonder last summer, and so the Magic was doing a slightly different itinerary, and we loved our experience on the Magic. So
that's fantastic. It's going in for a dry dock here in a few weeks after it does its transit. So you'll have to tell us all what's new.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I didn't realize that. Okay, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's doing really well. She needs some rugs and some carpets kind of replaced, and her hull needs a paint job. But she's doing she's doing fantastic. She looks great.
28-year-old ship. Oh my gosh.
And isn't that unbelievable?
It's crazy.
I mean, honestly, she looks great. Like, it was in amazing shape.
Yeah, she looks better than a 40-year-old Norwegian cruise line ship that I've been on. So it's kudos to DCL.
They're doing something right here, okay? Like, yes.
Exactly. They just got to, iron out some of their staffing stuff, and then we'll be fine.
Exactly. Yes. They'll work that out.
Absolutely.
I'm sure all of us, annoying Americans on spring break they met their match with us. So I think it's more of an us problem than them, maybe. But
yeah.
Oh, one last question for you.
Yes.
Will you do a spring break cruise again?
Not out of Florida. I probably won't do that out of Florida again. I'm not going to lie. It was, we did a spring break out of Galveston last year, and the experience was night and day.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, it's Galveston.
Yeah.
And it was also on a 28-year-old ship, as you mentioned. So that wasn't quite as, I'm sure the appeal. But no, I would do a spring break trip again. Yeah, but I probably wouldn't do it out of Florida.
Okay.
Yeah. And maybe don't go to the parks during spring break.
No.
Just a thought.
No, that's a hell no for me. Yeah.
As we leave for Disneyland on Thursday for spring break.
Hey, we're going for a competition.
We are.
Sterling's down there for a theater competition, and then it's performing on stage in DCA. So we have a cover story.
That's right. And I feel like March is worse. It's got to be. Right? In terms of spring break?
Yeah, because we're kind of late.
Hitting the end of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
So it could be worse.
We're going to manifest short lines for you guys.
Oh, thank you.
And
hey, if the lines are long, Sterling's old enough. He'll be hanging out with all of his friends and rampaging everywhere, and we'll find a spot in a lounge somewhere and enjoy a beverage or two.
Just honestly, one of my favorite things to do is just go over to Galaxy's Edge and just sit down and read. And occasionally I will get the stormtroopers will come bother me. Like, what is she doing? Just sitting over here. I'm enjoying my book. Leave me alone.
I love it.
Well, Amy, thank you so much for coming on again. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, and very, very much looking forward to hearing all about Alaska in a few months.
Thank you guys for having me on again. It's always so wonderful to catch up with you.
It was so great to have Amy back on. And we were remiss. We didn't look ahead at when this is scheduled to come out. Alicia, may the 4th be with you.
And also with you.
Only a few weeks do we get to see baby Grogu.
Yeah.
I guess he's growing up now because he definitely looks in the trailers like he's kicking more butt.
Yeah, yep.
Still has the same blue macarons though. So
Of course.
Yeah.
On that note, remember, we are not affiliated with Disney or their subsidiaries. These are personal opinions and suggestions based on our own and our guests' experiences. But we are affiliated with fun, snacks, cruising, and questionable decisions.
Indeed. We recommend working with a travel agent or contacting Disney directly to plan your perfect vacation. And like Amy, if you have any questions or suggestions or would like to be interviewed on our show, you can reach out to us at podcast@ourmousecapades.com.
We'd love to hear from you.
Absolutely.
And if you enjoyed this episode, please give us a rating and review. It helps other Disney fans find us. You can follow us at Our Mousecapades. We are on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, and YouTube. And please share us with your friends, your family, and that one coworker who still thinks FastPass is a thing.
Come on, coworker. Get with it. It's been a while now.
Do people actually have coworkers who think FastPass is still a thing?
I guarantee you they're out there.
Yeah, share us with them then.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're not our coworkers because we've thoroughly beat into everybody that we know that it's lightning lanes now, but it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, on that note, thanks for listening. We'll be in your ears next week.
Thank you for flying Star Tours. Bye-bye.